Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where I was just taking a look at the way that identity repositories actually work. And I've made a realization here. You guys may have realized it already, but what I have realized here is that the identity repository has a set number of identities across our entire empire. What that ends up meaning is that every time we build a new identity repository, it's diluting it's diluting our other existing identity repositories. So we probably don't want to build any identity repositories over what we've already built. We could argue that you want to focus your identity repositories in particular places for that robot output. You can make that argument. We're probably not going to end up doing that, but I don't think we require additional identity repositories at this time. I think we're fine on the repository front. So with that said, let's tick on forward here, and we just got a bunch of pops here. Yeah, I think that just updated because we're already building in all of those locations. So that seems absolutely fine for right now. Now I want to check in on our tech here. Okay. We're making solid progress there. Our Grand Storyteller has leveled up. I would like to have expertise in computing, I guess. That's reasonably fine. We'll work on additional technology there, although that's specifically computing technology. So for now, that's okay. We are, of course, working on things like the civilian industry over here in Golba, which will hopefully help offset our negative consumer goods at the moment. Our primary issue is job consumption. So we're going to be able to reduce that by a pretty hefty amount, almost 30 from our, what is it called? Our tradition. That's what it's called. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be working towards, most likely. Now, we just finished up advanced shields, and what do we want to go for next? X-ray lasers are a thing. Probably not Guardian Point Defense at this time. Disruptors are very good if you want to attack hull. I kind of don't want to attack hull here, so I don't think we're going to be going that route. Let's grab Shield Hardener for now. That's a relatively quick research, so that'll be fine. And our Astral Rift event has pended. Okay, millennia has passed for our holographic civilization. Intelligence has fostered growth and ingenuity. Diligence and hard work have done the rest. This learned society applies logic and reason to every challenge. They now reach toward the stars. What values should they carry forth? Preserve the old ways or challenge every frontier. We're going to challenge every frontier. Fantastic. Cool. So that is fine for now. I would definitely like to come into here. We've already built our Fleet Academy. What do we want to put into this building slot? I wish we could put more fleet academies. That would be nice. But unfortunately, we can't. We could put in a resource silo. Oh, what did we just cap? We capped minor artifacts. Okay. We're going to reverse engineer in arcane technology. And we gained a bunch of engineering research. That's fine. That will absolutely boost our research for a while here. We're actually going to finish up flat cannons right now. So that's absolutely wonderful. Next up, what do we want to go for? So this would give us frigates. I'm not too interested in frigates, to be honest. Let's go for... I would love to get impulse thrusters. That's a fair amount of research. 42 months? Alternatively, civilian fabricators. Let's grab that. That's only a 5-month tech there. That's not too bad. Cool. So we're still working on getting our fleet ready to go. We can definitely turn on our shipyards very quickly. We have an Astral action available. I don't want to use Astral Boost. I would rather gain Physics Insight. And that's really the only thing that we want to do here. Yeah, so we'll get that soon enough. We're capped on alloys. I'm going to sell off 2,500. We're making so much energy credits off of our alloys. However, that's a temporary situation. We're going to need those alloys very soon. We're just preventing it from overcapping for right now. That is the overall goal. So that's fine for the moment. I really want to use this Astral action here. We're not there yet. We've got about 4 months, so that's fine. Civilian Fabricators is now done. What else do we have here? Defense platform hull points. Plasteel armor is pretty good. Destroyer hull points would be decent as well. We're going to go for plasteel armor for the time being. We definitely would love to get that online. That's going to be very useful for us indeed. Now, we're going to go down to a single construction ship as soon as one of these finishes, and we're a ways away from that right now. But we're definitely going to go down to a single construction ship relatively soon. Checking in on our jobs, there's not too much to be done there right now, so that looks good. Yeah, that looks excellent. We just had our Minister of Defense level up. Let's go with small and medium slot fire rate and damage. That's pretty interesting, actually. Let's grab that. We're running currently an entirely Corvette fleet, which is, you know, not ideal, but it'll do for now. What is our current fleet cap? The fleet cap is 160. Gotcha. So that's reasonably fine. I do want to grab a reduction to our district and building upkeep, so that'll be great. We can see that immediately helped our consumer goods a little bit, I think. Actually, no, we're producing more consumer goods. That didn't immediately help that. That's fine. It's helping us in other ways. So that's absolutely okay. The shield hardener is now done. We could take artisan output, which, I mean, we're negative in consumer goods right now. That's not a bad thing to do. Do it. That'll be fine. So that is wonderful. Plasteel armor finishing up in 4 months here. Cool. So here on the Soul Station, we need to put a building in here eventually, right? And what do we want to put it into? Well, we're full on alloys again. How many energy credits can we store? 70k? Okay, we're going to be hitting that pretty soon. I'm not sure what value we want to put into our energy credits. What we could do, though, is we absolutely could go through every single one of our worlds and clear off any existing tile blockers with those energy credits. And that is definitely something that we should do. So let's clear off those tile blockers. What other tile... Ooh, 6 here. Wow. So that's a lot of tile blockers. No doubt about it. But I want to point out, this is barely making a dent in our energy credits. That is definitely a thing that is happening. We can't clear this dense jungle. We're already working on that. That's fine. We've got 3 tile blocker clearances here. In Golba Science, we've got 1 tile blocker clearance, 2 tile blocker clearances here, 3 here, 1 here, and 3 here. Okay, let's get all of those queued up. That used like a quarter of our energy credits. But we definitely want to get all those going, so that's fine. It'll take a while to get all those cleared off, and that is absolutely understood. We have an Astral Rift event pending. Our simulation is complete. Your choices have been logged. Thank you for your participation. Genesis has ceased all communications, and we've been forcibly ejected back into our dimension. Of more immediate concern are the strangers we discovered along with us. Identical in appearance and bearing to those witnessed in the hologram, they greeted us warmly. A quick medical scan revealed their biological reality. There's no doubt that these are living beings. How they came to be and how they were transported aboard the sphere remains a mystery. For now, we'll settle them on a nearby planet, Sirius Industrial. There we can continue to observe their development. Okay, so they're Belmicosa, and they, of course, should become a robot. So we're going to move them over into being a robot. Actually, there's these Bavir as well. They should also be set to assimilation. The Belmicosa should be set to assimilation. There we go. This looks more like it. Cool. So we did just finish up this Astral Rift, of course, and that gives us access to these Astral Actions. Allows you to activate a second relic without waiting for the current Triumph period to end. That's interesting. Unlocks the Phase Fleet action, which allows your fleets to phase out of existence safe in a different dimension for 6 months. The fleets return fully repaired. This action can only be used once, and then adds new functionality to your fleets. So, this is really interesting. This seems incredibly powerful. Let's grab it. So, we used that, and then now, in theory, our fleets can be phased. It requires... Okay, they can only be phased once a year. and it requires 250 astral threads. That still seems really powerful. There's a lot of situations where it would be beneficial to phase them out, not let enemies catch them, and then return in 6 months fully repaired, which is, in a lot of situations, faster than you can go back to get repairs. I wonder if you can build to the fleet while it's phased. If you can, that's insane, but I would assume you can't? Surely you can't, right? I would hope not. Well, for now, let's start working on Impulse Thruster. That's going to be a fairly long one. That's fine. Let's get going on that. And of course, we don't know what these are. We're lacking the tech for them. So for now, that's fine. We do not need this science ship at this point. The science ship is completely useless to us. Actually, no, it's not. There's an archaeological site out over here that we've missed. Let's go excavate that. Sounds good. So off we go. It'll take a while to move through Maraid because it is very slow to move down there. And I'm going to send the CAR Africa down to grab these 2 astral threads. The CAR Atlantic no longer needs to exist. Let's get rid of it. We're going to keep around a single construction ship, and we're probably going to mostly flash forge the relays at this point. We've got our important relays built, so that's looking good. Excellent. So we're going to have a whole bunch of tile blocker clearances happening here, but this world requires a job, and I'm going to put in a city district here. That is going to be top priority over working on that dense jungle. That'll be absolutely fine. She of the Void has a message for you. Oh yeah, we can hire these people. Sure.
Research concluded.
The new president is a pan-galactic science compact? Or no, the new president is the United Albanian Republic. Okay, that's fine. That is absolutely okay. So we just boosted our consumer goods production. That'll get popped in. Probably this will get updated on the next month tick, but that'll be fine. Disruptors are not something that we're interested in at this moment. Plasma throwers, on the other hand, this allows us to burn through armor, which we're very interested in. We are not going to have any problems whatsoever with shields. What's going on up here? Ah, the freeholders. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Clear.
Cool. So, an alien entity has been identified. We've got an enigmatic guest, and we're going to definitely study that. Okay, so that is apparently out over here. I have no idea what that's supposed to do. Yeah, sure. So we've got 3 of these remaining archaeological digs, right? We've got this one that we knew about. We've got this one here. Where's the 3rd one? There's supposed to be 3. Oh, it's in Canham. Okay. Noted. We're probably going to wait until we can jump drive to go down there. That's fine. No major issue there. We've got some additional job work to be done. Now, here on Sirius Industrial, we are certainly going to want an industrial district. We'll get that going right away. Robalius Industrial, we're working on clearing that active volcano, but I would like to put in an alloy foundry here. Yeah, Affluence Emporiums are definitely interesting. That's very interesting. It will require some rare crystal as upkeep. We don't really have that right now. That's definitely an interesting thing. It's not empire-wide, so noted. That is absolutely noted. This tech world needs a job, and that is, of course, going to be a research lab. And then Caesar Science needs a job. This is going to end up being a city district, but it actually needs 2 jobs. A city district only gives 1 clerk job. For now, this isn't going to satisfy these requirements, but it will get us a building slot. So that'll be okay. We've got 2 unemployment here. We're going to do the same thing and put in a city district. So that is fine. And then down here, yeah, that's being worked on. So that looks good for the moment. The enigmatic cache, yep, we get some engineering research out of that. Fantastic. And this generator world can be upgraded to a planetary capital. This tech world requires a job. That's, of course, a research lab. And this mining world requires a job as well. We're just going to put in a mining district here. That'll be fine. So 19 total mining districts here. But we can only have, like, this is only a planet size of 10. Which is kind of wild. No doubt about that. I think there might be ways to get additional pops here eventually, but for now, we'll see. So we want to launch our agenda here. That'll be okay. And what do we want to do? Expand the council? Getting that extra counselor slot? That's probably for the best. Sure, we'll work on that. So we've got a lot of things being worked on right now, no doubt about that. We just capped our alloys again, and I'm going to sell off some alloys. There we go. So that's all looking good for now. The question is, when are we going to turn on our naval production, right? Well, we're going to want to have 2 fleets. That's for sure. But I want to have 2 Titans, ideally. We'll see when we have the ability to unlock Titans. That is going to be interesting for sure. And you know, it's so slow to move down here in Maraid, we should probably consider building a hyper relay down here. I'm going to buy in 100 rare crystals, and we are going to do that. Okay, they broke off their research. That's fine. So it's incredibly slow to move around in Maraid, and building a relay here will help matters tremendously. For now, of course, we're just slowly oozing on downward, and that's fine. Plasma throwers have finished up. What do we want next? 0-point reactors will be kind of slow. Subspace sensors would be okay. So would be plasma accelerators. Hyper shields will be rather slow. Let's grab subspace sensors for the time being. That'll be fine. So we've got a lot of these things being worked on, right? No doubt about that. We're going to be finishing up some of these tile blocker clearances reasonably soon here. Okay, we just finished up that naval cap research. Excellent. What else are we interested in? Not really commerce megaplexes at this time. I feel like we're doing absolutely okay. We could go with like ancient saturator artillery. These do cost quite a lot to install. So I generally don't use ancient tech in Stellaris because it's so expensive, but we could research it and just get it out of the way, and we can put it in while we're in peacetime and then take it out later on. So this is the Jazigian cartel. Yeah, they've been angry at us for a very long time. For a very, very long time. That is absolutely fine. We can activate a relic, but I'm not going to. That's not a thing that's going to happen here. I wouldn't mind doing more astral splitting. We have 1 use remaining of this. Ah, the Kresh Collective are preparing to declare on us. But due to lack of intel, it's unclear when it will happen. So, these guys are preparing to declare on us. This means we have to choose to activate the button now. So, we're going to go into our ship designer. Our corvettes are currently set up with railguns. I do not want them to be set up with railguns at all. I want them to be in picket ship mode. And I want to put in this slot, do we want barrier point defense right now, or do we want flak cannons? Flak cannons just have better tracking. It's about the shield penetration and shield damage, right? And I feel like we would rather have the barrier point defense because we want this thing to just nuke armor is the goal. So we're going to put in afterburners, and we're going to put in just armor, like this. So antimatter reactor, hyperdrive 3, plasma thrusters, yeah, this is all the best tech that we've got right now. So we'll save that. Now, I'm going to immediately start upgrading all of these. And the question is, how long is that actually going to take? It did take a couple thousand alloys to get that upgraded. That's not surprising. So, our destroyers. What is the goal of our destroyers? Well, I do want this to be a picket ship bow. Actually, do I? Hang on. No, I want this to be a gunship bow. I want the destroyers to continue to burn through armor. So the plasma throwers here are going to do large amounts of armor damage. We could bring in a couple of UV lasers as well, but I don't think there's really a reason to do that. Yeah, there really isn't. I want this to be focused almost entirely right now, and I'm just going to do 2 of shields. That'll be fine for now. I want this to be focused almost entirely on eliminating armor. Get rid of armor, we don't want to deal with it. So that'll be fine. And then our cruiser, we're starting to be focused more on dealing with shields out here. So that'll be fine. I don't really care for the way that it aligned all of this. We're going to put shields here and then armor here like this. Do we want afterburners like this? Do auxiliary fire control give us additional... No, that's just chance to hit. Let's go something like that, and then perhaps like a shield capacitor. Like that. Okay, that'll be fine. Now, do we want afterburners on our destroyer? Actually, evasion is still pretty decent on destroyers, so that's probably okay. So now we've got our battleships, and these are going to be... This isn't by any means the way that I want this finally set up, but this will be fine for now. I want this to be in artillery mode. Yes, that is correct. And I want to set these up slightly differently. Advanced shields would go here. Plasteel armor would go like this. Running shield capacitors is fine, but I think maybe a shield hardener as well. So 2 shield capacitors and a shield hardener, like this. So the idea here is that this sits back and fires and takes down those shields very quickly. And then eventually we're going to upgrade these to proper artillery. But for now, this will have to do. These guys are going to be responsible for just obliterating armor and hulls. So we should burn through that very, very quickly indeed. So now we need to add in our destroyer, cruiser, and battleship. And I want to have 2 of these fleets. But for now, this is going to do. So we've got 40 corvettes in this right now. If we were to bring our destroyers to 20, our cruisers to 10, and then like 5 battleships, we could do something about like this. Wait a second. Did we not save the battleship? We did not. Okay. Let's definitely do that. So this is in artillery mode, correct? Correct. I wanted this to be a shield hardener, and then we're just going to do these defenses slightly differently. About like that. Cool. So now that's saved. Excellent. So this is going to cost us 20,000 alloys in order to get that created. And it's also going to cost us 70 exotic gases. We're fine on that front. I do not care. I'm going to hit this reinforce fleet button. Boom. So that is fine. We're going to create a new fleet. This is going to be the second fleet. And I want to add in the same thing. So corvettes, destroyers, cruisers, and battleships. I want this to be 40, 20, 10, and 5. That seems to work pretty nicely. Okay, so then we'll reinforce this, but we're now out of alloys. That's okay. We're going to start just absolutely pumping out the ships here. So is this Kresh Collective down here? Yes, it is. Noted. Okay. So we are just pumping out the ships. For now, we're just going to be doing upgrades. Okay. I'm noting how slow those upgrades are going.
Construction project concluded.
But that's fine. So yeah, we're going to go build the hyper relay over here. Sounds good. So we are going to get through these upgrades reasonably quickly. But that will take some time. So next up, what do we want to grab here? Well, Astral Boost would increase our sublight speed by 15%. That's probably decent, but I think for the moment we're going to chill. Okay, so our upgrades are going to be done eventually here. We're definitely seeing our fleet, it's currently doubled in strength. It's going to continue to go up by quite a lot. We're definitely not in an ideal switching to military position, but we're forced to. So that's absolutely fine. We'll get to work on this.
Blocker cleared. Nature will not stand in the way of progress.
Indeed, nature will not stand in the way of progress. So I want to go into here. I want to make sure that our battleships are down at the bottom. Battleships take a while to build. And so these guys here... Oh, that goes all the way back up to the top when we change that? Okay, that's awkward. I'm not going to do that the whole time.
Blocker clear.
We'll just keep an eye on it. For now, this is relatively okay. Free Brill administration declared rivalry? Yes, that's to be expected. The AI has decided it is time for us to pay for all of the investment that we put into ourselves. And that's fair enough. We're up to 1,200 now. If we check in on the Kresh Collective, they're actually inferior to us at this point. We haven't even started building ships yet. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think they're going to declare on us. Okay. If they do, they're going to be dumb.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
So at this point, we're up to 13K on our fleet, just from upgrading it. We're now beginning the actual constructions. This is going to go very poorly for the Kresh Collective if they decide to do this.
Walker clear.
This will be a very, very bad idea for them. I don't think they're going to. I don't think they can. They have to not do this, right? Yeah, they've decided they don't want anything to do with that. Fair enough. We flipped the switch at this point, and they're like, holy crap. That was a lot of alloys they were sitting on. Yeah, it was. It was absolutely a lot of alloys, and we have more. An archaeological site? Yes, we'll excavate that eventually. Cool. So an archaeological site has been discovered. That's great. We now know that we are not currently being attacked. This alloy foundry should probably be moved up because of this job here. We're not going to be attacked for the moment, but we've already flipped the switch at this point, and we're just going to keep producing these. There's no reason not to at this point. So that's fine. We've got this archaeological site pending. We'll continue searching. We got some society research out of it. Sounds good. And by the time we make our way through this construction queue, we're going to have a huge amount of alloys again. So we're going to be able to really start working on that second fleet, which, how much do we need to actually fully reinforce that? 17K? Yeah, that's fine. No problem whatsoever there.
Blocker cleared.
I like it.
Nature will not stand in the way of progress.
So yeah, the Kresh Collective was just like, you know what? Maybe we won't. They're now pathetic to us in fleet power. So there's that. This is what happens when you have an economy. I want to point that out. When you have an economy, you can just flip the switch on your military anytime you want. And it's great. It's absolutely wonderful. What do we want next? Probably X-ray lasers, although we're not actually utilizing any lasers at this time. Ooh, Ministry of Production. Yes, please. We would love to get some Ministries of Production going. That would be amazing. So we can see our fleet is now up to 20K. Keep in mind, when we started this, our fleet was at 3K. So there's that. And we've got a long ways to go on it yet. A whole lot of distance still. We've got some cruisers. We've got some battleships to put in. Apparently, we need some upgrades. So that's interesting. Presumably, that was a tech that finished. That's fine. So this fortress world here, I would absolutely love to put a stronghold in. We need more naval cap. We want to target 320 right now because we are command limit of 160, and we want to have 2 fleets. So that'll be fine. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, well, we're full on minor artifacts, actually. Cool, research speed plus 10%. That's fine. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue building up our fleet since we were forced into it. The AI decided that we had put enough time into delaying, and that's fine. We're going to start getting fairly aggressive down this way fairly soon. Our war types, though. Our war types are going to rely on a lot of claims. So that's going to be interesting. And we would have to leave this federation, which we definitely will do eventually. But for now, it is time to put that cut in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to build this up. It'll be great. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.